Angelika.
Hello, Stephen.
Sorry about a bit rusty because we've not done this since July. Because
No,
we took August off, didn't we?
Exactly. We had our summer school holiday break.
We did. We did a lot of walking.
Yeah.
In fact, you did over 100 miles last month.
I did 150.
Wow. Right. Okay. I'm not in that league, but this is Ask Angelika, German language tuition. And basically, we actually visit a town in Germany. And today, where are we going today, Angelika?
Well, today we're going to Nordhorn. And the reason for that is that last, I don't know how many sessions that's been now, we did an A to Z and chosen a place in Germany, beginning with A, then B, then C, etc. And today is N. And my first thought was Nuremberg. And then luckily, before I prepared, I remembered that before we did the A to Z, we already visited Nuremberg. We already did that one. I think it was before Christmas, because we mentioned the Nuremberg Christmas market. So I thought, where else can we go? And of course, which other choice is there than Nordhorn? Nordhorn probably doesn't mean anything to anybody, or well, not many people, let's say this way. But we know it because well, I certainly know it, and even you know it. You've been because Nordhorn is the town close to Schüttorf, where I came from.
So can you just say whereabouts it is? And
no, because you're going to say that in a minute.
I'm going to say that. Right. The way this works is that Angelika has put together a series of sentences about Nordhorn in German, and I'm going to read them. Angelika will correct my pronunciation, and then I'll attempt to translate them, and you can do it at the same time, because we'll show the sentence in German, read it out. We can't hear you, so nobody's going to say anything, and then we can translate it together. And if you can translate a sentence, then please do post it in the comments, and that helps the show move along. And before we start, okay, we say hello to Mr. John Upton. Now, John, hello. This is your doing, because when you said, when are you going live, we thought, well, we'll go live on Facebook for a change, and we're live on Facebook and YouTube. So without further ado, let's start and go through the agenda, which Angelika's put together. So first of all, welcome to the show. And it's Ask Angelika visits Nordhorn. And first sentence is in German, so I'm going to read it out. As I say, Angelika will take over if I get it. But I'm going to try my best anyway. Nordhorn liegt im Südwesten Niedersachsens, direkt an der Grenze zu den Niederlanden.
Yeah, that's good, except it's direkt. It's always tricky with words which are nearly the same as in English. We automatically say them in English. So Nordhorn liegt im Südwesten Niedersachsens, direkt an der Grenze zu den Niederlanden.
Direkt. Remember that. Okay. So Nordhorn liegt im Südwesten Niedersachsens, direkt an der Grenze zu den Niederlanden. Now, okay, let's take this section by section. Nordhorn is the name of the town, and liegt is lies. So lies in the Südwesten, southwest of, I keep forgetting this, Niedersachsens is, what's the English for Niedersachsens, Angelika?
Lower Saxony.
Lower Saxony. See, I knew that. But I've forgotten it. We're a bit rusty. We've not been live since July. Directly on the route. Well, Niederlanden is Netherlands, yeah?
Yeah.
Direct on the route to the Netherlands.
It's not the route. It's the border.
And direct?
Or directly in this case.
Directly on the border with the Netherlands or Holland, as we would say. Okay, so the official translation is Nordhorn is located in the southwest of Lower Saxony, directly on the border with the Netherlands. Okay, let's see what we can do with sentence number 2. Ready for this? Dank der Vechte, die quer durch Nordhorn fließt, liegt die Nordhorner Innenstadt auf einer Insel.
Dank der Vechte, die quer durch Nordhorn fließt, liegt die Nordhorner Innenstadt auf einer Insel.
Right. Thanks to the river.
Yeah, the River Vechte, which you should know.
I do. I had a choice of 2 photos. One had the river in it, so I should have had that photo. Because the photo behind me is of Nordhorn. Thanks to the river, which flows through Nordhorn.
Right through. It flows right through Nordhorn. Yeah.
Nordhorn, the town itself is an island.
Yeah, it's on an island.
Okay, let's see how close we were. Thanks to River Vector, which flows right through Nordhorn, the centre of Nordhorn is situated on an island. Okay, phrase 3. Der Fluss teilt sich vor dem Stadtkern in 2 Flussarme auf und fließt dahinter wieder zusammen.
Ja, der Fluss teilt sich vor dem Stadtkern in 2 Flussarme auf und fließt dahinter wieder zusammen.
Okay, the river. I'm going to go with flows. So I'm going to go to the gist of it, and then we'll go with the actual translation. The river flows around the Stadt in 2 arms, river tributaries. 2, right? Okay.
No, it's a good attempt. It's a good attempt to. This actually shows quite nicely when you read a sentence and you can't work it out. Yeah, and if you didn't have me to ask, and you didn't have a dictionary on you either, yeah, that's a way of sort of getting to the answer. It's not flows. The teilt is actually aufteilen, which is a separable verb. So we've got the teilt after the word Fluss, and then we've got the auf a bit further on in the sentence, and that means to split. And
so
yeah,
the river splits in 2 around the town and flows afterwards. It comes together afterwards.
Yeah, that's a pretty good rough translation. It splits before it gets to the town centre. It splits into 2 arms, and then afterwards it gets back together.
Official translation. The river splits in 2 arms in front of the town centre and merges again behind it. Okay, phrase 4.
But you knew that, you understood that, even without the correct in inverted commas translation.
Okay. Also muss jeder, der in einem Geschäft auf der Nordhorner Hauptstraße einkaufen möchte, zuerst eine der vielen Bricken.
We're missing a word now. It must have been swallowed up. The missing word at the after Brücken is überqueren.
Okay. We'll bring that sentence back in next week's show and actually show you the full sentence. Right. Okay. So total blank here. Der in einem Geschäft auf der Nordhorn's High Street, or shopping place, High Street shopping place.
Good, yeah.
Go shopping. No, I give in.
Okay.
What does it say?
Also muss jeder. Jeder is everybody. So everybody der in einem Geschäft auf der Nordhorner Hauptstraße einkaufen möchte. So everybody who wants to go shopping, wants to shop in a shop on the Nordhorn High Street, has to cross one of those bridges.
So to get to the town centre, you've got to go across a bridge.
Cross one of the many bridges across. And the überqueren is to cross. That's the word that was missing now.
Okay.
As long as it's in the translation.
Okay, the official translation then is, so anyone who wants to shop in a shop on Nordhorn's main street must first cross one of the many bridges. See, I'm pretty good at the English part of it.
Yeah, and that without even reading the German words, it's even better.
True. Let's go to phrase 5, and I was going to say the sentences might get shorter, but that's not going to happen.
No, and there is a word in there that I was so fascinated by it. Yeah, it's one that I hadn't heard before, so I had to add it in there.
At least you put the short form in there. Nordhorn war jahrelang die größte Kreisstadt Deutschlands ohne eigenen Anschluss an den Schienenpersonennahverkehr or SPNV.
NV. Yeah, absolutely. You've done really good with that word. It's a brilliant word, isn't it? Nordhorn war jahrelang die größte Kreisstadt Deutschlands ohne eigenen Anschluss an den Schienenpersonennahverkehr.
Well, I'm not going to get the last word, obviously, but I can try and break it down in a moment. All year round, Nordhorn is the largest Kreis. Christian? No?
No, it's the district town, or if you compare it with England, it would have been the county town. So and jahrelang, for years, Nordhorn was
the largest county town without Anschluss. Was ist Anschluss?
Connection.
Without a connection to the Schienenpersonennahverkehr. Oh, well, that if you had to look it up, I have no chance at all. So when you looked it up, what did you find?
Well, it's actually just a train connection. And when I saw this sentence, and I thought, why did they just use Bahnhof or something like this, you know? And I looked, and it is actually a very common word. Although I'm not sure whether people actually say it all the time or just use the SPNV. Schienen, those are the tracks that the trains goes on. Personen is people. Nahverkehr is the local transportation. So basically, it's just a train that carries people on local trains, so not big intercity trains, but just from Nordhorn to the next town or anything like this.
Right. Let's go for the translation, and the translation is
very short.
Shorter. Well, yeah, there are long words in there. For years, Nordhorn was the largest district town in Germany without its own regional rail transport. Okay. Do those sentences get any shorter? I think they might.
The next one is.
Okay. Aber seit 2019 gibt es wieder eine Zugverbindung.
Yeah, nice and short and easy, I think. Aber seit 2019 gibt es wieder eine Zugverbindung.
That's very recent, isn't it?
Yeah, last year.
But since 2019, there has been a station.
Yeah, there is a train connection. The station has always been there. It just wasn't used.
Oh.
They used to have trains there years ago. I don't know how long they stopped it. But unlike in Devices, where they got rid of all the tracks and the station and everything else, they didn't there. So it was just a case of connecting it again.
And the translation is? we got there in the end, but since 2019, there's a train connection again. Okay, phrase 7 of 8. Im Tierpark Nordhorn leben 2000 Tiere in 100 verschiedenen Arten.
Ja, well done. Im Tierpark Nordhorn leben 2000 Tiere in 100 verschiedenen Arten.
All right. Okay. Wow. Go on, right. In Nordhorn Zoo live. Sorry, I'm going to I need to juggle this. About 2,000 animals live in Nordhorn Zoo in 100 enclosures.
No, they probably would kill each other.
Not the same enclosure, different one.
No, there's different species. So 2,000 animals of different species or in different species.
Okay. Well, as we're going to the zoo, shall we have a look at them?
All right. Okay. Well, there's one. Yeah. Ah.
Okay. I'm going to take the top off, the roof off, just a minute. Let's remove the roof. Okay. That's better. Okay. And the names of our friends are?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, right. Okay. In German. In German.
Sorry?
German. What are they in German? I know what they are in English, but what are they in German? The names, not the pretend names, but which animals are they?
I don't know what the one on the left is.
No, we're going to have to look that up. I mean, that's become world famous because of adverts on television. And the right-hand side looks like a wolf to me.
Is it a wolf? Yeah, possibly. That would be Wolf.
Wolf. Okay. Right, a bit of fun. Let's remove the animals. They both live in Nordhorn Zoo or lived in Nordhorn Zoo, so we'll hide those. That was a surprise for Angelika. And I'm going to hide them and hide that one too, and
Right.
come back to you and I. And we'll go. Oh, hang on. A comment from John. Their name. Oh. Thank you, John. They're called Peter. They're named Peter and Steven.
Well, I was thinking in that line as well.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was trying to work around. Okay. Right. Okay. Let's go for the translation then. And the translation is. Oh, hang on a minute. We've lost our place. So that was because they're all numbered. So the last one we did was this one. 5,000. 2,000 animals, 100 different species. Species live in Nordhorn Zoo is the correct translation. And on to phrase 8. And viele vom Aussterben bedrohte Regionale aus Tierrassen haben im Zoo ein Zuhause gefunden.
Yeah, and again, careful. It's Zoo. Same spelling as in English, but slightly different pronunciation. So viele vom Aussterben bedrohte regionale Haustierrassen haben im Zoo ein Zuhause gefunden.
Right, I've found a home at the zoo. Let's go with the easy bit. Which
okay,
is
yeah, somebody has found a home in the zoo.
Yeah. Regional houses, house. Tierrassen.
Haustier.
Haustier.
Haustier is a pet, although here I wouldn't translate it as pets. It's Rassen is the type of the animal. So those are domestic animal breeds. Pets, I mean, normally haustier would be pet, but when you think of pet, you think of a dog and a cat. But here it includes pigs and sheep and things like this, or animals like this, shall I say?
Many of the, but I don't know, Aussterben and bedrohte.
Bedroht is threatened, and Aussterben is extinction.
Ah, right. Okay. Let's see what it says, and then we'll know. And this is one of the purposes of any zoo. Many regional and domestic animals animal breeds that are threatened by extinction have found a home in the zoo. That's good. Now, we've been to the zoo, haven't we?
Yeah, we've
Several
been more
times.
than
Well,
once. Yes.
You went there when you were young.
No, actually, I wasn't. Strangely enough, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
No, but
it is. It's if you're in Nordhorn or not close to it, then it is worth a visit. And it's not just the two animals that we showed, as we explained earlier. There are 2,000 different animals in there, 100 different species. And you can actually, one of the biggest memories is the aviary, which is about 12-foot high, fencing around, and all the birds can actually fly around reasonably naturally, and you can walk amongst the birds and you can feed them. And I remember Ingo was covered in birds at one stage.
Yes, he went with his son when he was still very little, and they were flying all over, and of course they wanted the food. And we wisely stayed outside and watched from the other side of the fence.
We did. But Nordhorn, what are your memories of Nordhorn? Why do you want to go back there as soon as we can?
Oh, I don't know. Just because I've been to Nordhorn lots of times. I had friends in Nordhorn, and I used to drive over there, and that. So I would like to say I know it very well. Although having said that, the roads change and the layout of the roads change and things like this, and probably would be struggling now to like find the main car park or anything, because we haven't been for a while now.
That's right. Cities change, towns change. Right, now this is where you get to listen to the sentences read properly in German and then in English. So we're going to go through the sentences again. Angelika, it's over to you.
Okay. Nordhorn liegt im Südwesten Niedersachsens, direkt an der Grenze zu den Niederlanden.
Direkt, not direct, direct.
No, direct.
So that's what we learned. The translation is Nordhorn is located in the southwest of Lower Saxony, directly on the border with the Netherlands.
Dank der Vechte, die quer durch Nordhorn fließt, liegt die Nordhorner Innenstadt auf einer Insel.
Thanks to the river Vechte, which flows right through Nordhorn, the centre of Nordhorn is situated on an island.
Der Fluss teilt sich vor dem Stadtkern in zwei Flussarme auf und fließt dahinter wieder zusammen.
The river splits into two arms in front of the town centre and merges again behind it.
Also muss jeder, der in einem Geschäft auf der Nordhorner Hauptstraße einkaufen möchte, zuerst eine der vielen Brücken überqueren.
Remember that missing word, we'll bring that back. So anyone who wants to shop in a shop on Nordhorn's main street must first cross one of the many bridges.
Nordhorn war jahrelang die größte Kreisstadt Deutschlands ohne eigenen Anschluss an den Schienenpersonennahverkehr oder SPNV.
SPNV. For years, Nordhorn was the largest district town in Germany without its own regional rail transport.
Aber seit 2019 gibt es wieder eine Zugverbindung.
But since 2019, there's a train connection again. And we're hoping for one in Devizes too. You never know.
We'll have to wait a bit longer.
True.
Im Tierpark Nordhorn leben 2000 Tiere in 100 verschiedenen Arten.
2,000 animals in 100 different species live in Nordhorn Zoo.
Viele vom Aussterben bedrohte regionale Haustierrassen haben im Zoo ein Zuhause gefunden.
Which translates to many regional domestic animal breeds that are threatened by extinction have found a home in the zoo. And I just need to go down and switch that off. Right, okay, as you've seen, I don't actually practice before the show. But it's good fun anyway. I learn something every time. Angelika, it's over to you to actually close this week's show.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us again. I hope you enjoyed finding out a little bit about Nordhorn, which is probably a town you may or may not have heard of. That leaves me to the next letter O in 2 weeks' time. And I haven't decided yet which one to visit.
Okay. John, thank you for watching. Have a great weekend. To everybody who watches the replay, thank you. We will see you in 2 weeks' time in a town or city beginning with O, but we don't know what it is yet.
No.
Bye for now.
Tschüss von mir.
Und tschüss von mir. Ich auch. Mir auch. Ja. Oh.